How do you usually cook snails? Is there anything different from our homeland? Let's explore the enticing steamed stuffed snails with grapefruit leaves together. This is a popular street food in Vietnam. However, typically there isn't any fermented rice or grapefruit leaves. Instead, they use lemongrass and a few chili peppers. In my village, we often use grapefruit leaves to create a distinctive fragrance and the fermented rice. This stuffed snail species has nearly gone extinct in the wild due to the invasive apple snails taking over. Around 30 years ago, these stuffed snails were common here and held high economic value. Being nutritious, when we were young, we used to catch these snails in the fields and ponds. Other than in the wild, there are now only apple snails, with very few households raising stuffed snails. You can tell them apart by their eggs. The white ones belong to the stuffed snails, while the red ones are from the invasive apple snails. You can cook stuffed snails in various delicious Asian styles, such as sour bamboo shoots stir-fried with snails, lemongrass and chili stir-fried snails, or grilled snails with fresh green pepper. All are easy to make and look enticing. I'm picking grapefruit leaves to steam with the stuffed snails. Grapefruit leaves have a distinctive and alluring fragrance that I particularly enjoy. If you don't have grapefruit leaves, you can substitute them with lemon leaves. But for me, grapefruit leaves are still preferable. In the countryside, all the vegetables, herbs and spices are readily available in the garden. I'm picking some lemongrass to steam with the snails and also for making the dipping sauce. Red soil may not be rich in nutrients, but lemongrass is a robust species that grows rapidly. Lemongrass bulbs grow very large. I only need about some lemongrass, and that's enough to cook this stuffed snail dish. This is the pickled figs that my mother and I made 4 days ago. In our hometown style of eating snails, we often have pickled figs as a side dish to counterbalance the richness. I've taken some figs in a bowl to prepare as a side dish for the hot stuffed snails dish cooking in the pot. Making pickled figs is quite simple. Just boiled water cooled down, a bit of garlic, and a few chili peppers. This is my older sister. She's climbing the tree to get those big clusters of figs. At the beginning of winter, the tree doesn't yield many fruits. The clusters are small and not elongated. In the summer, there are longer clusters, up to 30 centimeters. The figs in Asia differ from those in Europe. They grow in clusters from the base to the top of the tree and are often irregular in shape. Their fruits are also smaller, turn brown when ripe, and lack the sweetness of Europe figs.
Vài quả.
If you don't like making pickled figs, you can also eat fresh figs by thinly slicing them and mixing them with a bit of salt, garlic, and chili like this. The figs are cleaned, soaked in a basin of water with a little salt added to reduce the sap, then cut a slit in the middle of the figs to make them ferment faster. The seasoning for this pickled figs dish only requires cooled boiled water, a few cloves of garlic, some chili peppers, and a bit of salt. After pickling for about 4 to 5 days, it will be ready to eat. Add a bit of sugar for sweetness and to expedite the fermentation process. Mix them thoroughly together, then put them in a glass jar, add cool boiled water, seal it tightly, and the pickled figs dish is complete. That's fermenting rice, a process of fermentation using rice. When I cook rice, I take the boiling rice water, mix it with cooled rice, and let the fermentation process happen for about 1 to 2 weeks. You often encounter this fermented rice dish when traveling to Asia.
Khoai. Mà nhìn nó bảo bẩn bẩn.
Thế mẻ.
Thì thế như
Con dao kia thì nặng hơn nhưng mà nó lại đen. Nắm nó đen nhưng nó đẹp thế này. Thơm một xíu.
Going back to the steamed, stuffed snail dish, I use lemongrass bulbs and grapefruit leaves. Add a bit of fermented rice and some chili and a touch of cooking oil. Mix well and start steaming them. Finally, placing the lemongrass and grapefruit leaves on top, covering the pot tightly and waiting for 15 minutes. We're picking thorns from the lime tree to extract the snails, or we could use pointed sticks. Anything small and sharp.
khó vẻ phết này. Đấy. Ok. 2 cái.
Oh, it looks so enticing, with the aromatic scent from the grapefruit leaves and the distinctive flavor of fermented rice. The dipping sauce for snails requires some lemongrass, a few cloves of garlic, a few slices of chili, a bit of sugar, and a touch of salt. Mixing them together creates a sauce ready for dipping the snails.
Được, thế đó. Để cho nó loa.
Join me in savoring the steamed snails with grapefruit leaves and fermented rice in an Asian style. Thank you for watching.
Dương lại món ngon mà. Được rồi chị ạ, không phải đâu.
Với là anh muốn là anh út nữa.
Thật đấy ít nó. Cái này thành ra là đỡ ít lắm. Thấy đỡ ít đấy.